Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Oh my God, I love Heather's prop. I told her to show it, and we can kind of call this like, we should call it designer therapy on the couch today, right? All right. So I originally had the like how to make more money selling product, which is what I always think is the most amazing thing about the designers collaborative, right? We can charge more or we can buy things for less, right? So we can talk about that more next time, but that to me is what the designers collaborative is all about. You can buy product for less than you're buying it today, which means that you can still charge the client the same amount of money, make more money. But when I came on with you, I loved your topic and your little prop. Show it again, your little couch. All right. So, this is actually a big issue, and a lot of designers talk about this. How do I sell upholstery without a showroom? And many designers don't even live anywhere near showrooms. So, this is something a lot of people have to master. So, welcome, Heather, from the Designers Collaborative, the founder. Tell us how you do that, sell upholstery without having people sit on things and touch
Right.
things.
So this is a question that I get a lot. So I thought, let me explain it to you in a way that hopefully makes sense. And it's really so much easier than you think. And I'm going to start with a story because I've many years working in furniture stores. So the last job I had before I started my own business was Bograd's Fine Furniture, uh, really large showroom. I'm going to say we had 100 different sofas on the floor, all different brands, all different styles, and beautifully set up. So a customer would walk in, and I would try and find them a sofa based on what we had on the floor. But even if we said this is the exact one I want, they still wanted to pick a different fabric. And there was a whole room that we would take them to choose their fabric. So here's, Century's fabric, or here's whoever's fabric. And process of elimination, find the fabric. So they had to use their imagination, even just if it's the fabric that's going to be different. And most of the time, at least half, probably more, on God's honesty, we didn't find the sofa after sitting on 100 different ones in a showroom. And so I
Always
would
the
say,
way.
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even after that, you still had to go to the catalog and say, okay, so I like this arm with that back in this company. And then here's the fabric. And so that's how we would narrow it down. So, um, even working at a furniture showroom, I was still definitely selling from a catalog without them sitting on that exact one, you know?
Yeah, and that is usually the way it goes. Even when I go furniture shopping local, God forbid I do that, but I did it when I moved into this place. Yeah, I didn't end up buying exactly what I sat on at all in the
Right.
showroom.
Yeah. So I think if we have that acknowledgement, that mindset of you don't need a showroom, it may not actually be the thing you wind up with. Then like that like fear of I can't do it kind of can settle down.
Yes, and it always starts with the mindset, right?
Yeah.
Well, no one's going to buy it if they can't
Yeah.
sit on it. No one's going to buy it if they can't touch and feel. Like, that's so not true. Look at the age of the internet. People are buying things off the internet all the time. So I think you're right. If you start out with the shift in your mindset first, I can sell without a showroom. Now it's the how do you do it? What words do you use, right? Because I like to teach people specifically what words to use when you are doing certain things with the client.
Right. Exactly. And I did write a blog, which we have the link to.
Yes.
So you can go and print this out if you want, save it to your favorites. So it's a matter of asking the right questions and using your listening skills. And then the most important tool any designer ever has is your tape measure. So while you're in their house, you use what they already own as the go-to example. So you're going to start with questions like, what do you like and dislike about your current sofa? And then listen to their answers. Also have them sit on the sofa. I found that their facial expression was so telling You know, they may not say the right exact words, but they start to get there and you start to hear what it is that they're trying to tell you.
Yes.
So you
That's
listen,
brilliant, by the way. Watching their, like, I'm a body language trainer also,
right?
right? So watching their body language, how they're shifting and moving and their facial expression and everything while they're sitting there can definitely tell you a lot.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, when I worked at the furniture showroom at, as the employee, and they would go around and sit on things, I would look at their face and I see that they're trying to be polite, and I'm like, no, you don't like that. Get up. You don't have to say anything. I can tell.
And this is why it's
So,
so important to look people in the eye, right? Because they have
yeah.
what's called micro expressions. They're less than half a second, right? And it flashes, but you can pick up on it if you're actually being observant.
Mm-hmm.
So that is key. So, okay, their own furniture in their own house, let them sit on it,
Right.
watch them sit on it. Like in my case, I'm very short,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I sit on certain couches, I'm like this. I'm like, no, this isn't comfortable. It's like, it's too deep, right? So
Yeah.
just starting to understand the human dynamics and
Mm-hmm.
each person's body, right, makes a big difference also.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, you'll have like the super tall husband and the really short wife and try and find the right thing for them. So before we go there, because that's a special case,
Okay.
you're going to ask certain questions like, okay, so given the sofa that you own, do you like how high the back is on it? So the back of the sofa from here to the floor, that's the back. When they're sitting on it, is that a good height for them? Same thing with the arm. And then, your overall depth is outside. It's from this part to this part. This is why I needed the prop. It just makes it so much easier.
Yes.
So that's your overall. And a lot of them now are 40 inches because people like to lounge, right? We're more casual. We're not sipping tea with the queen.
Yes. Right.
So, so generally speaking, that's one of the depths. You can still find a 36-inch, which you might need for an apartment size or for, shorter people. But what you really want to pay attention to is the inside depth. So let's see if I do, it's backwards. So if we go here, from the back of the cushion to the front of the cushion where you sit, that's your inside measurement. And that's key to how that short thing, like I feel like this is too whatever, because the back might really lean, or it might have like kind of a scroll to it, which is going to add to the depth of it. But the inside measurement is the one that you definitely want to pay attention to. So armed with those, you then ask them, okay, so where do you like to shop? Because that's going to tell you what they're comfortable spending. And then the next question is, have you been happy with that? Because I've had clients say, well, I got this at Restoration Hardware and I'm really disappointed in how, it didn't look very good after a couple of years, and it started to feel like it wasn't quite there either, quality wise. So I, and they spent $8,000 on it. So, I don't mind spending that. I just want it to last longer. So that's giving you a ton of information as to where to begin in your search for the right company for them that's going to meet all of their needs.
Yeah, and it's also giving you the words to use back when you're trying to sell them the sofa you chose. You can talk about the quality and the lifetime of that piece of furniture as opposed to what they bought last time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So getting the right measurements. I love the fact that you told a story in the beginning, because stories sell, right? You could tell that story. Anyone who's listening, live or on replay, can tell that story to their own client. They can say, have you ever gone to a store, sat down on a sofa, and realized you like it, it's okay, but it's not quite right, and you end up going to the catalog anyway? Let's just go right to the catalog this time, because I know, based on what you're telling me, that you're not happy with what you've bought in the past. we're not going to find anything retail for you. So let's custom it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives them the confidence that you know what you're talking about also.
Oh, totally. Yeah, you know so much more than they do. You know, you're armed with, facts about this, and you've listened to them and their needs. And suddenly you're feeling more confident in being able to find the thing that's going to fit for them, and they're feeling more confident that you totally get what they're looking for.
So obviously I'm a business coach. I don't get into the actual measurement of a sofa and the couch. This is what you guys help people with. So are there standards
Yeah.
that newer designers may not have learned in school, or if they went to school, they learned it if they're self-taught, they may have to do a little research to figure that out?
There definitely are standards, but there's always exceptions to the rule. And it seems like that's the fun thing about the custom world is that, we're going to make this sofa 102 inches long, and also our lifestyles, our home styles have changed. It used to be, you couldn't fit a 90-inch sofa in a living room. That would be a rare occurrence. But now with all these McMansions, you have to go bigger. So scale is the one thing that your client cannot do. That's the skill you totally have that they don't have. So you plot that out into your floor plan and you kind of visualize it in the room. This
Mm-hmm.
is the skills that us designers can bring to this whole equation that they're not going to get in the showroom because it's going to look totally different. The proportions in a showroom, they usually don't have walls.
I
There
know.
might be one tiny little wall. There's usually like super high ceilings. So that scale, you can't tell when you're in that showroom. So, working from their home and their measurements with the catalogs and things. And now catalogs are online. It's all their website.
Right. And people buy from online all the time, right?
Mhm.
All the time, right? If
All the
they're
time.
buying from, God forbid I say Wayfair, right? They're buying it without seeing it. Yet they're saying to you as a designer, well, I must sit on it. This is why I didn't go to the internet. But
Mm,
what they don't realize is what they sit on is probably what they're not going to end up with anyway.
right.
So what do you say to someone when they say, okay, I trust you, you understand sofas, you know the quality of different companies, you understand what we want, what we don't like, and what we like. But what happens when we get it and it may
Right.
be too soft or too
Yes.
hard or doesn't feel right to us? What's our recourse to that?
So this is where your personal knowledge base is super important. So this is why I encourage every single designer to go to High Point at least once in your life and take tons of notes and video and photos of everything. And to do High Point correctly, personally, I think a month before, you need to be researching because if you've not done it before, it's so overwhelming and you could so easily be like wasting time chasing shiny objects or going in circles getting lost um, and not necessarily finding your go-to, good, better, best upholstery
Vendors.
line and all those things that you kind of want to accomplish while you're there.
Mhm.
So it's really good to do a lot of homework. The app is, I think, the best thing in the world. You
Oh,
can
High
do
Point
so much.
Marketing?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I've
it's
never
free.
used it.
It's on your phone. It's like I don't know how I would do High Point without it.
Well, I have to tell you, the busing line and
Yeah.
their concierge service is so good. If you want to
Mhm.
just plan, their event schedules are all out there, right? So start planning now. There's some
Mhm.
tours you can be part of also if
Mhm.
you want to do it for the first time
Yep.
with a little person to accompany you to let you know how they do it, right? So there's plenty of ways to get familiar. But what we're saying here is know the manufacturers that you like that match the style that your clients normally come to you for. Take great notes, ask a ton of questions about the quality of the furniture, how it's made, so that you can sell without a showroom if you want to.
Exactly. Yeah. And because of my group, I have at least 5 good starting point upholstery companies that I know forwards and backwards, and I can sell it to my client with confidence because, and there are more, I mean, there's certainly more than that in the group, but personally, I would choose from these 5 if we have a low price point. And then after that, if we got a little more money, we can do a little better. Then I've got like, I think that even opens it up to like almost 10 different companies that I totally love and could sell without them sitting on and feel confident. And then in the highest category, we have those too. But probably, I would narrow it down to like 3, because you don't need that many in your arsenal. But you have all of these in your arsenal to choose from, based on, well, they really want super clean line modern. And so instead of this company, I'm going to look at this company. Right. And they really feel the made in America is super important, or they definitely want 8-way hand tied and things like that. So I do a ton of education because it's kind of like buying a car when you buy a sofa. You see the outside. If you're not a mechanic, you don't know all that stuff. You're looking at the frame and the fabric. So what I tell people to do if you don't know about different upholstery to start learning is when you go through the showroom, push down on the arm. Really like think of your kid like just sitting on the arm, right. When they throw the book bag, when they get home from school, right. Like all the things that, all the rough life things that we do to our upholstery.
Yeah, reality.
Yeah, do it to the sofa in the showroom. Really test it out. Not necessarily jump up and down on it, but lift the cushions. Ask all the questions. It's the smoke and mirrors in the upholstery can really be a problem, I think, because they can call something hardwood, but I don't consider poplar hardwood. So what is this made out of? Oh, maple. Well, now we're talking, Right. So, and then educate yourself about the different kinds of cushions that go into a sofa too, because there's softer foams and harder foams. Then they wrap it in Dacron, which is just a soft material. And then if you want feathers, there's that. Is it going to be, so what I do, I'm obnoxious when I go to the showroom. I pick that sofa apart. I don't care. I'm trying to, actually, I think they kind of appreciate it because they're like, she's really interested.
Right. And if it's a good quality company, they're going to appreciate the fact
that they're going to be like, yes, look at our ticking. Exactly. Open that. So, so I flip the seat cushion open. I undo the zipper. I'm looking, I'm feeling. And then
why I'm cracking up, because we used to do the local chapter of the Interior Design Society, which I was the vice president and president of for many years. I'm not a designer, right? Right now I'm a business coach. Back then I was an art consultant. But when they would pass around samples, when a presenter like a carpet company or an upholstery company would pass around samples, this is me. I'm like, oh, pretty. And keep right. And the next person was like, oh my God, let me touch and feel and squeeze. And I would watch all the designers being so tactile, right?
Yes, we are.
It would crack me up because it's just not me. I'm just like, oh yeah, pretty, gotta go. How much can we sell this for? How much money can we make? Right? This is why I love you guys, because I'm all about teaching everyone how to make more money, be more profitable with what you love to do, less clients, more money, so that you can keep educating yourself, go to High Point and go join the Designers Collaborative so you can get the best price possible and learn the good, better, best companies and have access to them at the best price possible. I tell this story all the time in my groups. When I was an art consultant, there were times where I would sell a piece of art and I knew how much I had to pay the artist. I would pay after sale. But sometimes when I'd look at my bank account, go, God, I need to make more money this month because I'm investing in something for the business, to grow the business. I would not try to sell it at a higher price to the client because I was already at my maximum price. I already calculated my profitability. But sometimes I would call the art supplier or the artist and say, can you do any better on the price? And I would negotiate for myself. I did not then say, well, the client isn't going to buy it unless we go down in price. I would just say, can you do any better on the price? And they would do better. Yeah, sure, I'll take off 200 or 300 if that helps you. Like, thank you. Yes, that helps me. That was the way I accumulated enough money to continue to grow my business, by looking at both what I was charging and then what I was paying for something. The Designers Collaborative is giving designers the ability to get the lowest possible price on product that they can get unless they have a showroom themselves.
Right. And even the people who have showrooms are members.
Yes. Yes, because they have access to other lines. Plus, they
Yes.
can share their lines.
Yes. And we've been able to open new accounts because we'd go to High Point and be like, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, we want an account with that. So, by pooling these different orders together that showroom wouldn't have had, voila, she got that account opened, and now she's our account holder.
And if you're struggling with selling without a showroom, something like Upholstery, go back and listen here. But also, if they're part of the Designers Collaborative, you have a Facebook group where a lot of this stuff is discussed also, right?
Totally.
How
Yeah.
to get past those obstacles that are really created up here. They really
Yes. Yeah, no, that's exactly why I wanted to talk about this, because this is the fear that stops someone from getting to that place where they can really be profitable.
It all starts up here, everybody. What you think you can do, you can do. You just have to learn how to do it, right? So you have to surround yourself by people who understand how you get to that level and how you get to that level of profitability. All right, so tell everyone again about the Designers Collaborative, what you do for people, for designers specifically, obviously, and how it works.
Okay, so we're a membership group. So you pay for a year. It's from the time you join. So if you join now, where are we? We're in September. Crazy time. So next September, if you join now, your bill will be due. And this gets you access to all of the things that we offer. So you're going to have the best price point on over 300 different vendors, tons of like everything. It's the upholstery, it's the lighting, it's the rugs, it's bedding. We have mattresses. We have like so many amazing products and amazing vendors. So there's something for every room. So you get that access, which you can access 24/7 because we have crazy hours sometimes. You put the kids to bed and then you do 2 hours of work.
Right.
So you're the one pricing everything yourself. You're seeing it with your own eyes in black and white. It's not an email, like trusting some person that you've not met, to give you the correct information, because you're seeing it for yourself. You're looking at the price list, or someone sign in, and then you can even see stock sometimes.
Nice.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that's incredibly powerful. People are making so much more money. They don't even realize until they start doing it.
It's true. I actually
yeah.
have a group going on. It's actually, I think the last session is today. I have 2 groups going simultaneously right now, my Profit Insiders for interior designers. And one of the girls is a member of the Designers Collaborative. Actually, there's probably more than one at this point, but at the time I asked, and she's just like, oh, I use them. And I'm like, and how is it? She's like, I doubled my profitability on just lighting, even with the yearly fee that you charge, which is nominal. It's ridiculous, right? In one order. And she's just like, I haven't even started going yet. I haven't sold furniture before. And now I'm going to start selling furniture because now I have the Designers Collaborative and I have the place to go and understand the whole process.
It really is empowering. It just steps you up into like the fast lane.
Yeah. Because some people are still afraid to sell furniture. One, they're afraid to sell furniture at all. They're selling just their service, which is okay if that's the way you want it. But if you want to make more money, you can sell the furniture and make a lot more money. If you want to sell the furniture at the best possible price when you don't have a showroom that you're using, then the Designers Collaborative can get you the best possible price and make you more money. So you can go to High Point, you can continue your learning, right? Just
all the things.
All the things, the reason why we all work, right? To support our lifestyles also. So, All right. So I put the link to the blog that
Mhm.
discusses what we talked about today, which is selling upholstery without a showroom, which is an art, but it can be done. You do it. You're not near any showrooms.
It's ridiculous. Like for me to get to the closest showroom, it's going to cost me in whether I take a train or I drive myself and it's parking and bridges and tunnels and things, $75 minimum, usually $100 out of my own pocket, and well over an hour of my time one way.
It's crazy. That's
And then
crazy.
when I'm there, honestly, I'm distracted because there's shiny things. So am I really like, but oh, it's so pretty and I'm just enjoying myself, you know? So it's dangerous in that like time suckage way too.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
you can't pass chasing shiny objects on to your clients. Can't charge them for that.
As fun as it may be.
Exactly. All right. So, any of you who are listening live or on replay, go check out the Designers Collaborative. I highly recommend them with her little sofa there, Heather's little sofa. This is our therapy session for Thursday. We sat on the sofa and we sold it sight unseen and without anyone sitting on it. And that
Yep.
was the goal. So,
With confidence.
with confidence, right?
Mhm.
Confidence and profitability, my two favorite subjects, honestly, right? That's why you guys fit so nicely into what I teach. I recommend you to everyone. So, all right, everyone, go have a great Thursday. Go check out the Designers Collaborative if you haven't, and join if you want to make more money. Period. End of story. That's how we'll end it. All right. Talk to you next time.
Okay.
Thanks, Heather. Bye.